Hey yo guys, back for part 2 of the Down and Dirty with the Dirty Wife Boy, so let's just get back into the questions. I have 5 from Lencho Rocks. When Kane lost his mask, is it the same Kane? And thanks. Well, I don't know what you mean by this. I mean, yeah, it's the same guy, Glenn Jacobs, but he definitely lost momentum. I mean, when Kane was masked up, he was awesome. He just dominated people, like, first of all, from 97 to whenever. And then he came back with the sweet Batman-type mask, whatever, and he was getting damn good. I mean, he was the last IC champion until for some reason they took it away and brought it back. But anyway, then he lost his mask, and then he dominated and became the monster crushing heel, and now he just is useless. He was on the Judgment Day poster, and he was only in a dark match, so whatever. I mean, it's not his fault. They just got nothing for him to do. Will Kurt Angle ever come back to the WWE? Maybe in about 10 years. Apparently, they did go away on good mutual agreement. Maybe 5 to 10 years. I think Kurt will definitely go in the Hall of Fame, and that's when he would come back, or whatever. I don't know, but I think he will. Will Carlito ever be a WWE champion? Absolutely not. He has too much heat, and he seems really pissed off about a situation, and he'll probably leave and go to Puerto Rico or TNA or something, or just leave the business. That's probably what would be more likely, because Carlito never even wanted to be in this business. Question number 4. Will the WWE ever have a war with TNA? That's a tough one. I'd say at least in 5 years. If TNA gets 2 hours, like this year or something, then maybe. It's more likely. I hope there's not a Monday night war, because I don't like to have the channel flip. But still, I think there will be a war. I mean, there was a mini war now, but not right now. At least in 5 years, there will be a war. I think for sure. And will Ring of Honor ever be on basic cable? Well, they're on satellite in Canada, and I know they're like on cable in England or whatever, I think they could be on basic cable, but personally, I think it would hurt them to be on cable. I don't know why. You know why? Because like they're more known as the best indie promotion, and people not have seen most of their matches. Their matches are better on DVD. That's why I think they belong. I mean, they should get at least a cable spot, but I think getting on basic cable network would hurt them, because it would just ruin their great matches. I mean, they'd have to chop them up. It'd probably be on MTV, like, and be 30 minutes, or whatever. So anyway, thanks for those Lencho Rocks. Now I have 12 questions from the Scatman. Anyway, let's hop right into them. Question 1. What's your favorite wrestling-related thing you own? I showed you guys that. They were my Hasbro action figures. Question 2. If you could pick 5 wrestlers of all time, of 5 wrestlers of all time, who you could sit down and hear road stories from, who would you choose and why? Iron Sheik, just because he's freaking crazy. Randy Savage, because he had an amazing career, and like a lot of people hate him, and I just want to get his thoughts on it. Billy Jack Hayes, because he is just an intense guy who has a lot of hatred for a lot of people. Honky Tonk Man, because he had a long career and he would just do great there. And number 5, Bret Hart, just because I would get some tips on how to be a good wrestler and what people did wrong in the ring like in the past, so that's why. Question 3. If there was a tag team tournament where wrestlers represented their countries, who would you pick for the following countries using old school and one current wrestler? One old school and one current. So from England, it would probably be Davey Boy Smith and his son Harry Smith. Flip the page. The US of A, I would do Marty Jannetty from the past, and I don't know, Joey Mercury. Could be cool. Samoa would be Samoa Joe and like Samu. Canada probably be Bret Hart and Teddy Hart. No, Owen Hart and Teddy Hart. That's who it would be. Japan, I would put Inoki, Antonio. No, that wouldn't work. I'd have Jushin Thunder Liger and who's good today? Tiger Mask 4. And Mexico, it would be Eddie Guerrero and Mystico. Question 4. What is your favorite WWE superstar documentary and your favorite non-WWE documentary? I have too many favorite superstar documentaries from the WWE, One of my favorite is one I just watched today. Was this one, the Born to Controversy Roddy Piper story. I just love that DVD, man. Honestly, I mean, it shows how great a heel he was and how he took different adventures. It's a long ass DVD too, so can't mind that. And my favorite non-WWE documentary is probably Legends Never Die. That's just a classic in my mind. If you haven't seen it, you need to go pick it up. What's your opinion on TNA's new titles? I already answered this. Some of them look cool, but I wish they could keep the NWA title. That title is just so much lineage, but whatever. Question 6. Why is Alex Shelley not being pushed, and do you think he will be a champ one day? I don't know why Alex Shelley is not being pushed. Probably because they don't know what to do with him. I mean, he should be at least X Division champion. I think he should be X Division champion and feud with Black Machismo. That'd have been good, because they were both related with Kevin Nash. That whole thing. And I think he could be a champion one day, for sure. He has all the talent in the world. Question 7. Do you think it would be a good idea when Harry Smith comes up that they should have Benoit in a mentor-type role? I don't know. I think they could do that for a while and then have Harry Smith turn on Benoit and be like, yeah, my dad was a better mentor and stuff. So that's my thoughts on that. Question number 8, I believe. Yeah, 8. What's the funniest promo ever? The funniest promo ever is the NWO parody on the Four Horsemen, because, first of all, it was just hilarious how Kevin Nash made fun of Arn Anderson, but it also drew heat. That's why it makes it extremely funny. I mean, it wasn't there, reason why it was funny, but it was just so funny. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. Question, whatever. Who from the past is the best total package in regards to being both a great worker and a great on the mic? Also the same question for turns. From the past, it's The Rock, because The Rock just was awesome on the mic and in the ring. And today, it's probably CM Punk. CM Punk, just because he's fantastic on the mic. I mean, his promos on Germany about drinking and being straight edge, and just one of the best wrestlers in the world. Period. Who is the best tag teams from these pairings and why? LOD or Demolition? LOD, just because they are like the greatest tag team of all time. If you have seen my listed, they're number 1 in my mind. Hart Foundation or the Rockers? Hart Foundation, because they had a unique mix of style. They had power and technical wrestling, and they were better than the Rockers in my mind. I mean, the Rockers were great high flyers, but they didn't have that power aspect. They didn't have the way to throw their opponents off, where the opponent would have to prepare for power and technical wrestling. Rock and Sock or Mega Powers? I'm just going to go Mega Powers, just because I love Randy Savage so much. I don't know why. Just because I love Randy Savage. Bulldogs or Dudleys? Hands down Bulldogs. They are probably one of my favorite tag teams as well. Hardys or ENC? ENC, because they're funnier on the promos, and they're just a little bit better in the ring, I think. And they also, both members became world champions. So there. What are your opinions on Goldust? He thinks he is Scatman thinks he is a decent mid-carder who should still have a job in WWE. I thought he was a damn good wrestler. I mean, Dustin Rhodes is one of the best wrestlers ever. Like, he had the most gifts ever, but I like the Goldust character, but once he kept coming back and back, it got ridiculous. I mean, I'd still like him in mid-card status, too. What's your favorite tag team match ever? Too hard to call. Let's just say right now, Demolition versus Hart Foundation at SummerSlam 99, 2 out of 3 falls. If you could pick 5 new legends for the SmackDown vs. Raw games, who would you pick? 1 being a manager. Okay, my manager would be Bobby Heenan. 2 being a tag team. My tag team would be the Legion of Doom. I don't know how they don't have them in the game. Or the Wild Samoans. And 2 others. Who would I choose? Well, I for sure would put Legends. I put San Martino in the game just because he was fantastic, and he held our title for 11 years. And who else should I put in there? Owen Hart, just because he deserves to be in there. I mean, the man died for that company, and he would be I mean, they have Bulldog and Hart in 06 Legends mode. Why not Owen? So anyway, that's part 2 of the Q&A. Got to change my battery on there.